Welcome to Paranormal Nightfall.
The enigmatic Dulce base. Dulce, New Mexico. Dulce, New Mexico is a small town located on the northern border with Colorado. This town of only 3,000 residents doesn't even have a traffic light. It's the tribal headquarters of the local Jicarilla Apache Reservation. The area's population is mostly, but Dulce holds a secret. A 7-story secret underground base under the nearby Arcoleta Mesa and known as Dulce Base, with claims of aliens working inside the base. Many of the local residents confirm strange things in the sky, cattle mutilations, and believe there is a Gabe Valdez. In the mid-1970s, a state trooper, Gabriel Valdez, saw a strange craft in the skies. Below it he found a mutilated cow with gas masks nearby. This area of the country is known as a hotspot of cattle mutilations. Valdez had a ranching background and would recognize whether or not the mutilation was. He said that the cow had an unborn fetus that was like no other he had ever seen. He described it as a strange hybrid that was a cross of a human, frog, and monkey. No evidence of predators was found. Given the evidence of the gas masks, Valdez thought that the government was. Valdez later found a ventilation shaft on the mesa that has since been sealed up. He allegedly took a photograph, but no image could be found. Was the government or aliens using cows to gestate Paul Benevitz. In 1979, a physicist by the name of Paul Benevitz, who held a Ph.D., he claimed to have intercepted electronic signals near Dulce that he believed were located deep within the mesa. The signals were directed upwards too high to be detected by humans. In 1983, he suggested that a secret base existed within the mesa. He further claimed that the base was staffed with George Andrews. George Andrews published a book in 1986, Extraterrestrials Among Us, where he claimed that malevolent aliens were using the base to capture humans to use in genetic experiments. John Lear. In May 1990, a former pilot and government employee named John Lear claimed to have collected 4 accounts verifying the existence of a 7-story structure under the mesa. Lear was the son of the inventor of the Lear jet. He detailed the various species of aliens that have visited the Earth and possibly. Tim Anderson. A former Dulce police officer, Tim Anderson, claimed to have seen a UFO near the town in the late 1990s. He said he saw an object that lit up the skies before disappearing into the rocks of the. Phil Schneider. Phil Schneider was born on April 23, 1947 and was an explosives engineer who worked for the government with a high-level security clearance. He claimed to have worked on the construction of the base in 1979. He said he encountered aliens there during the construction. He claimed that there were 129 of such facilities. The base is 2 miles into the ground and contains 7 levels. Each floor is designed to hold specific research activities including genetic experiments and mind control. He said that gray and possibly reptilian beings occupied the base in addition. In the 1960s and 1970s, aerial photographs showed military activity on and around the Arcoleta Mesa. Residents of a nearby town, Trujillo, say that they witnessed military activity starting as early as 19. The battle. The bigger story surrounding Schneider is his account of a battle in the Dulce base which he detailed during a 1995 lecture. While working on the project, he noticed a large number of special forces on. One day in 1979 he was drilling at the site when he came face to face with a 7-foot-tall gray alien. He grabbed his sidearm and shot and killed 2 aliens. At that point another alien shot him with an energy weapon that blew off several of his fingers. He was also struck by a similar bolt of energy, leaving a scar on his chest. Several witnesses confirmed that a soldier stepped in to protect Schneider. The soldier died in the process. A battle ensued in which around 60 people were killed. Finally, the aliens proposed a deal to end the skirmish. Greda Treaty. The Greda Treaty ended the skirmish that occurred in the base. The treaty was apparently a trade agreement between the humans and aliens. It allowed human experimentation in lieu of alien technology being given to the. Lecture Tour. After leaving his work at Dulce, Schneider went on the lecture circuit speaking out about UFOs, black projects, and government cover-ups in addition to his experiences at Dulce. Schneider's death. Schneider died on January 10, 1996 in Wilsonville, Oregon under unusual circumstances. However, further investigation showed ligature marks around his neck indicating strangulation. It was determined that a rubber hose was wrapped around his neck 3 times and tied in a knot. The official cause of death was listed as suicide. It's unclear. Keep in mind that Schneider was missing fingers from one hand and had limited use of his shoulders, shedding doubt on whether or not he could kill himself in this way. In addition, he was suffering from cancer that he claimed was from radiation he had been subjected to in the base, along with a scar from being shot from an alien. His body was found in a very strange position. His head rested on his wheelchair with his feet under his bed. His body was on the floor with his arms at his side. Even more strangely, there was a great deal of blood around his body, but there were no wounds on the body to account for the blood. When asked to analyze blood and urine samples, the county coroner refused. The coroner's office was asked several months later to send the samples to an independent lab. However, the coroner's office said that the samples were missing, even though they were supposed. To add to the mystery, his wife stated that intelligence officials searched their home shortly before his death and removed several family photos and his lecture notes. He had told a friend earlier that if he appeared to commit suicide, that it was actually a murder. Just a few days before his death, Schneider and a close friend discussed buying some land in Colorado. The friend was. So, is the Dulce base actually there? Is it just an elaborate hoax or misinformation? You decide.
Subscribe, like, and comment. Watch these videos next.